All right, so we are about 192 students right now. So here's the joke. And notice my new surroundings. I've decided that I'm no longer going to hover over RPI, at least for this week. A duck walks into a bar, staying with the same theme, of course, of various characters going into bars. Duck walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "Give me a soda." And the bartender says, "We don't serve ducks in here," throws him out. A few seconds later, the duck walks back into the bar and says, "Give me a soda." And the bartender, again, throws the duck out. Third time, the duck comes in and says, "Give me a soda." And the bartender says, "I told you twice already, we don't serve ducks in here. If you ask me again for a soda, I'm going to nail your foot to the floor." Throws the duck out. A few minutes pass this time. And the duck comes waddling back in again. And the duck says, "Give me a hammer." Bartender says, "We don't have a hammer." Duck says, "Give me a nail." Bartender says, "We don't have a nail." Duck says, "Give me a soda." So that's my joke for today. I'm sticking to it. The one nice thing about having remote is that I don't get to see all your eye rolls. So my kids didn't like that one. Anyway, let's start off with some housekeeping. There's been some questions about labs and everything, and I know that this is all kind of stressful. We're trying to get you things in a way that's good. We do have, there are things going on with us trying to make sure that we have. Why is that so washed out? Huh.
You can't see the left of the screen.
Yeah. If you minimize the chat and everything, you can see the left, but I can pull that over, I think. The issue is that it's way washed out. I'm kind of surprised as to what that is. I can duck down maybe. Yeah, I'll read you the word Sunday. But that I'll have to work on that a little bit. Anyway, so
You can see it perfectly.
you see it okay now? Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna tone down the brightness just a little bit, maybe. All right, so wow. Now I'm completely faded away. All right, no problem. So Lab 1 is going to be published Sunday or Monday. The general philosophy with labs is we want you to be working on them in the lab class. So we'll publish them Sunday or Monday. We'll publish the first, generally there's 3 checkpoints. We'll publish the first 2 checkpoints. And that'll give you something to look at, something to use to get ready for the class. And if you want, you can delve in and do it. Generally, we do try to keep this. We do try to keep the labs to roughly 1 period. There are a couple of them that are pretty long. But if you do the first 2 checkpoints and you work during the lab period, we will give you a break and we will allow you to complete. The details of that will be presented over the next couple of days. We're still trying to figure out all of the details as far as how that works in this kind of online semester. But it'll come out Monday or Tuesday, Sunday or Monday. You'll have at least a day to look at it, and you'll be able to kind of make up some decisions as you go for how much work you want to do ahead of time. What we're trying to do with that whole lab thing is we're trying to give you a different kind of experience than the experience you get in doing homeworks. We don't want to give you just another homework. What we're trying to give you is an experience where you guys are actually learning from one another in an exploratory kind of format. So it's more of a process lab than it is necessarily an outcome goal. We do have a goal. If we didn't have a goal, we wouldn't be able to know, if you're working on it and things like that. So the goal is important, but it's not as important as the process of actually doing. LE stands for lecture exercises. So at the end of each lecture, there is a set of lecture exercises. I'm just going to abbreviate them LE or LES. So the whole idea is these are kind of a hierarchy. The lecture exercises, very quick. You should be able to get those done, in a little bit of time right after class. The labs are a little bit more in depth, and they're going to force you to sit there and play with the labs for at least an hour or so. And we're going to put you in collaborative groups so that you can talk to your friends and kind of help one another along. And we'll have mentors there to help you support it, and we'll have a TA there. So there, it's a supported environment where you can ask questions and experiment and play with things. Honestly, I do my my lectures and labs. I review every one of them. When I do it with the console open or my Python interpreter running, and I type the stuff into there as I go along as well. And I learn something new every semester. So it's part of the learning process. If you don't play with the programming stuff, when it comes time to actually use it for a homework, it's much more difficult. So the labs are only worth 1 point apiece on your average. They're not high pressure. Don't make them high pressure. Take them seriously, though, and let's try to do a good job. All of the gradables are going to start going live. Now, Lab 1 is a submission lab, so we're going to teach you how to do the submissions to Submiti. So along with opening up a few things that you need to submit as part of the lab in time for Lab 1, we'll also open up Lecture Exercise 2, which you'll do right in Lab 1. It's part of the exercises for the lab. And we'll open up 2, 3, and 4. They'll all be opened up on Monday, ready for you guys, Monday night, ready for you guys to start lab on Tuesday. Lecture Exercise 5 will go live on Tuesday because you won't have Lecture 5 until Tuesday. I'm sorry. Lecture 5 will also go live on Monday because lecture is on Monday. That's a misspeak on my part. So my apologies. Yeah. So Lecture 5 will also go live on Monday. Come on. And once you guys know, once you've had some experience doing Submiti, the submission is really easy. You can work on the labs outside of Submiti to get them done and check them, and then it just becomes a matter of uploading them and getting them credit. So we think that that's a reasonable amount of time. On the other hand, Homework 1 is going to be available later on today. It might be available now. It's available now. I spoke to Professor Mustak. It's in the download section of Submiti. So if we come up and we go to our downloads, right, course materials section, right, here's your lab in Lab 0. Lab 1 will be posted here Sunday or Monday. Lecture notes are posted here. Here's the homework. So download the homework, download the zip files, and read over the homework and get yourself ready. What I like to tell the students is, what I like to do when I'm doing homeworks is download the homework, read it over, go out, have dinner, take a walk, whatever you do to relax, and start the homework the day after or 2 days after. Give yourself time to think about it. Don't rush yourself. The homework will generally be due like a week. It would be due on Thursday at 11:59, which would be a week from today. Because we have a bunch of stuff already due for you on Wednesday, what we are going to do instead is we are going to let you have until Sunday to do the Homework 1 submission. When we have issues, when we have delays and things, we will give you extra time. This is one of those. It'll be due, I think it's Sunday at 11:59. It says it in the homework. Again,
so Professor?
Yes.
Where in Submiti will we submit things? Like, what tab is that under?
Gradables.
So, but there's nothing there now. So, are we assuming that they're going to go up when they're due? That's when they'll be there.
When I said when they go live,
yeah,
that's when they'll go up.
Okay.
That's live means they're open for submissions. So they will be up when they're open for submissions, and they'll be right there. And you will walk through this in Lab 1. You will trust me. Lab 1 will have you submitting a bunch of stuff, including text files. So you'll get a little bit of a spread. That's why we keep telling you don't worry about it until after Lab 1. Lab 1 will answer most of your questions. Go ahead.
Sorry, I had a question.
Sure.
What is all the stuff that's due Wednesday? I'm a little confused on.
So all of the lecture exercise. So we've given lecture
Okay,
exercises
okay.
on 2, 3, 4, and we'll do it again on 5. Right? This is the
Okay.
4th. So the lecture exercises you should be working on, but they'll be submitted by Wednesday night. Okay.
All right. Thank
Sure.
you.
You're welcome. All right. So anyway, that's kind of where we're sitting. Yeah. So you'll start seeing all of these gradables popping up. The lab will take you through it. It should be relatively easy to use Submiti after that point. Submiti will give you grades. It will give you the auto-graded portion. Lecture exercises are all auto-graded, so you have to make sure you get rid of any mistakes before you go on. And homeworks are largely auto-graded. They will be they're auto-graded for correctness, and then we have TAs look at them for other issues, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. Let's see. Homework is due on the 20th. Yep. And by the way, I need to install a reader for this, but when you open up, yeah, there we go. No, it's just
Wait, hold on. I have a question.
Go ahead. What's your question?
So on Submiti there's like the homeworks folder in homework 01.
Yep.
You look on like homework01.pdf. It says that it's due by Monday, September 14th. Is that correct?
No, that says Submiti will open by Monday, September 14th.
Oh, so when is it due?
It says it's due. Here, hold on.
Oh, September 20th. Okay.
Yeah, right. I think that's what I told you. Yeah. So that's again, every lecture we will have something here telling you when it's due, and we'll probably have something saying when it's open. But if we don't have something saying when it's open, we'll always try to open it around that Monday. There's a couple things to keep in mind. We do have this submissions guidelines. Please read them over. They will help you out, particularly when you're taking input from the user. There's some things we're going to ask you to do so that the output looks good on Submiti. And well, that's probably about the bulk of it. So look that over. We'll talk a little bit about that, if not today, on Monday. Okay. Is there anything else I wanted to say about this?
Will the homework content always be behind the lecture content?
That's the intent.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what we like to do, what we try to do, is we like to give you a lecture on the material with the lecture exercises, followed by a lab, followed by the homework.
Got it. Okay.
Sometimes that's hard because they messed up. Well, so with this Labor Day, we're delayed by a lab. So our labs are a week later than they're supposed to be. So we're kind of borderline on these every now and then. But that's the intent.
Got it.
I'm not going to promise
Thank
it,
you.
but that's the intent. Sure. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so